Hey, here we are. It's Pete. It's morning. It's 6:26 a.m. And what's the number day? It's August 10th, 2017. So yeah, morning episode Dream Warriors. This is episode 50.1. I'll get into the explanation for that. So let's just hit the music and we'll get right to it.
We're the Dream Warriors. We won't dream no more. We're the Dream Warriors. And maybe tonight you'll be gone.
And we're back. Here we are. All right. So, anyone that is a regular listener, if you're a new listener, I'll address this right now. Dream Warriors is it's constantly evolving, getting tweaked, getting worked on. That's because it's still in that stage. I know we got 50 episodes deep. We're got other things happening around the show. By the time you listen to this, Dream Warriors should be on YouTube with a new introduction by myself that leads into that episode. Technically it's Dream Warriors episode 1. I like to call it episode 0. And what are we doing here with the numbering? The numbering is just confusing, right? I'm just trying to confuse people. I am. That's what I'm trying to do. I am just messing you up, but not really. So here's a little bit of the origin. Oh, and by the way, so technically this is morning and coffee, news and coffee with Pete, and I am drinking coffee, iced coffee. It seems to be all I'm drinking now, with almond milk. Yeah, with vanilla almond milk, and yeah, it's pretty good. It's sharp though. It's got some bite to it, and I'm back on my reanimator from the Philly local guys. But anyway, so we're at 50.1, and so to give you a little bit of an update of where the show is, where I see it going, and a little bit of the behind the scenes stuff. So I got sick a couple weeks back, slowed down the show, took away 1 week, easily took away a week, and made that second week challenging because there was no momentum of things that were set up. There's been I'm not going to say falling out with Norm, but there's been difficulties with Norm, mostly on the sense of a like a little bit of an urgency thing. I kind of was getting the feeling that it was work for him to show up to record. I had trouble pulling topics out of him. I wanted him to focus what he wanted to talk about, so he would come off better. And getting more dedicated to the white paper and the stuff on the admin side of that. So, and look, if you don't have a history or a run or even like a general appreciation of the significance of white paper, and when I say white paper, I mean documentation, writing things down. Okay, not just notebook, but drafting things in within word processing. The two common ways of doing that would be Microsoft Word, Google Docs, and I use Google Docs. I'm a big Google supporter. Not I don't know, the gulag, not now. Oh my God. I would love to boycott Google, but can I? Jeez, I don't think I can. Which really makes my life difficult because every time I touch my phone now, I just wanted to break my hand. Unbelievable. with them firing that guy. But moving on, moving on. So we hit episode 50 with Brian, which was a deeply, in my view, a deeply personal episode. So I started kind of documenting initial thoughts with movies. One of them being Get Out, Alien Covenant, huge one with me, and kind of like having shelved episodes, developing shelved content, to kind of maybe be buddied with YouTube content. But Dream Warriors always being like the first pass to where this is where the content is deeper and richer and more, from my point of view, more fulfilling. And everything that would end up on YouTube would be, like more general, more entertainment, TMZ, Entertainment Tonight, like poppy, but still with the Dream Warriors edge, as I kind of been referring to it, internally. And that I define that edge of like having a very loose mission statement of like getting into like what are we really discussing here, what's the real issue with the movie if you don't like it, right? Because everybody wants to talk about things that they don't like. And like, is there a overreaction, is there are you looking for intent, are you looking for, when you say like artistry, that's something that Mark likes to toss around, like what exactly does that mean? What exactly are we doing with that? And then like applying consistency. I was having a conversation with someone about Baby Driver. I may have spoken about this in episode 49, but had a UFC party. One of my guests there, who might be showing up in YouTube on our YouTube show, Bad Eats. And we were talking about Baby Driver. He loved it. He said, "Hey, oh my God, Pete, like it's just like a music video. Like, don't you see it? He shot it like a music video." And my mind immediately goes towards consistency, because this is the formation of positions and arguments, and actually it hones in on what you may or may not really believe when you apply consistency. Something I do not see a lot of today, so, which is why we talk about it here. And I say, well, what? And here we go. Like Dream Warriors mission statement: Zack Snyder is not evil. He's not. He's a good filmmaker. He's a masterful filmmaker. And I said, well, do you feel that way about Sucker Punch? Because to me, that is a true music video movie, more so than even Baby Driver. Because I think Sucker Punch has better use of the music, better music for the scenes. There's more of a construction there. I think the Baby Driver music, I even challenged him. I said, "Can you name me one song from the Baby Driver movie?" He names the Queen song, and I'm like, "All right, that was like the one with the scene, like quote unquote. There was a scene designed around the title of that Queen song. But like, if we take that one off the table, what else you got?" And and that's where like I kind of stood my ground. Not on the confrontational sense, of course, but it's interesting when you see it. Mark did something very similar where he goes like, there's things about Baby Driver from an artistic sense I can relate to, and I'm drawn towards artistic movies. I'm not directly quoting him. Go back and check it out. Listen to exactly what Mark said. And, my immediate pushback was like, well, why don't you appreciate the Transformer movies? Way more artistry, way more artistry with any of the Transformer movies than Baby Driver. I'm sorry. Okay, so maybe is it tomato? Is it semantic? Are we redefining words here, or not defining words here, or maybe sometimes just not honing in on what we want to say, and we're not very skilled on how we're saying it. I believe it's the latter. I don't think there's a intent or malice when people are misdirected sometimes. I like, especially when it comes to film. Like right now, playing in the background is Star Trek Beyond, and the more I watch this freaking movie, like the more I have it running. Most of the time, when I get into phases like this, I don't watch movies. I let them run while I'm up all night doing insane things, annoying the living hell out of anyone that lives around me. And I'm pretty secluded too, even though you guys hear a lot of background noise every episode. But we're go-getters in this building. We're very active. We're all like kind of ambitious. So everyone kind of understands what everyone is doing. So again, like Star Trek Beyond has this perception, this idea, and I can't be any more. It can't be any more wrong. Do I want to say about Alien Covenant? I certainly do. Do I want to say that Get Out and Baby Driver were grossly overhyped? Yes. Do I want to say Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is questionably, arguably, the best of the Marvel movies? Strictly from the relationship of the Prequel father slash ego arc that was set up in the first scene of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, the first movie. This amazing arc, overstretching time, space, everything. My God, like I just love it. Now every single day I'm debating, should I buy this on Amazon Instant, because I just want to jump right into it. Okay, so getting to Dream Warriors 50.1. These are episodes that I just want to continue doing. I don't want to loosen that muscle of mine that I of doing what we're doing with the solo episodes. I want to maintain that. In order to maintain that, while I'm trying to figure out and map things out for the future of Dream Warriors, I thought these would be best. I thought maybe to do a couple side shorter episodes, really discussing what's happening with the show more than what's happening around the show, meaning movies, comics, and all these other things. Okay, and whilst creating shelf content and stockpiling content. I got no guests lined up. I got no one to sit down with post 50 at all. Went back and forth with Mark. We had to cancel again. Mark and I may have had 2 cancellations in a row, which is like really rare for us. And like Brian and I are supposed to be shooting Bad Eats this weekend. I'm even debating that, because there's things within the YouTube channel that I have to figure out. And look, when it's just you, okay, and you do have, like I would say at times, a demanding 9-to-5 job that is, like really fun for me sometimes, just from the challenges alone. And you go to the, like we go to the gym a lot. Dream Warriors likes to work out, okay? Yes, and then you have a social life, which, that is what you sacrifice. Last night, female friend was like, hey, like, come into my area, let's just do drinks and just hang out for a few. And I was like, I can't do it. I have to redo my websites, plural now, because we have 2 websites, AKAPAD and AKAPAD site. Pad site will be the professional driven site with pro with like pro work and pro copy and language throughout the site, and this is just to expand like a possible consulting push that I do want to focus on, and it also might I've been kind of for years have been debating on putting my complete work history on the web and what's the best avenue for that. So the AKA Pad site will have this archive section that will go into everything, and I'm so excited to like finally like break that ice and jump into that lake, jump into that river, because I have so much of my work that I spent documenting within Google Drive, and it's just like one of those things. I just can't wait to do it. And AKAPAD is going to be about Dream Warriors and Bad Eats and all these other stuff. You're going to be I'm working on it kind of day and night, doing a lot of design, figuring things out. But Dream Warriors will have a episode 1 through 50, and these might be included as well. Episode guide, and this will be a downloadable PDF. It might be a enhanced PDF, meaning it might have audio and video to accompany it. So there might be 2 versions, and to hopefully further just do a couple printed paperbacks. I don't see it as a hardback, but to kind of get something nice and physical about Dream Warriors, and to have everyone contribute to it. And I kind of wanted to, design-wise, what I'm toying with is more of a Wizard magazine throwback style. And I'm talking not the earlier Wizards. I'm talking maybe the if you go by page, by the time they hit issue 20, like 28 to like 45. I really like what they had with with the magazine, like the second and third year Wizard magazine. So so that's what Dream Warriors has cooking. That's what we're moving towards. I'm also working towards getting more different people to come on the show, different types of people, different professionals around Philadelphia, people that I know that I think would be great to sit down with. And I do with 50, I did want to push more of a personal angle with everyone, because look, anyone can sit down and talk movies and comics and blah 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 blah. But the what you miss from the insight is the source, is the person. Okay, I would like to add that, but at the end of the day, does Dream Warrior insights and analysis have to get better? Definitely. I'm constantly wanting to go back and kind of like redo episodes and improve comments, because I don't think I was aware enough. I don't think I was cognizant enough on some of my reviews, and I want to correct that. That is just something that's in me. So, and this is also part of some of the shelf content that I've been developing. So, like, how far are we going to go with this 50 point whatever? Ron, I'm not really sure. It's until I get Dream Warriors to that next level. So episode 51 of Dream Warriors will be, potentially new theme song, potentially new title. I'm still debating on sticking with Dream Warriors, because to me it was always connected with myself and Norm, and with Norm kind of being a little bit weird, a little bit fickle, kind of like out of the picture. And I was kind of hoping and expecting him, but I didn't get it. Like, to him to like force himself back in to some capacity, and you're like, well, why would you do that? Because it's simple, and this goes for everybody. Maybe outside my sister, because it's and she's also professional, but I spend a lot of time with Dream Warriors. A lot of time doing what we're doing right now, just me sitting down talking to you, adding things to the feed, publishing, analyzing where the show is, trying to improve audio, trying to record, trying to improve publishing. I think my file size, someone pointed it out, my file sizes are still too big for a download. I have to fix that. So it's either I'm recording too high or I'm publishing too high. Oh, sorry about that. I took a quick little break because I needed to do an Instagram story update, and that's also part of where we are. Cranking up social media efforts. So a lot of this effort is on me now. It was always intended to be shared with Norm. And look, I've seen this a lot. I've seen this on every facet that you can imagine. or maybe that I can imagine. Kickstart. Like, let's kickstart something, and it's going to be this, it's going to be that, it's going to be great, this and that. And then, like, as soon as the work happens, it scares the living hell out of people, and they run for the hills. And we see this in the gym all the time. I was even looking around the gym today. I'm not saying that there's not incredible athletes and bodies at the gym I go to in Philly. I'm not men and women alone, especially the women. But it's wow. It's like so many new faces, hardly any consistency. The reasons for that, who knows? But it's just one of those things. People generally don't have consistency in life. Consistency is forced onto people, meaning relationships, marriage, children, job. That's about it. Okay, society forces those things on you. You do not take it. You do not. You don't feel like a right to it. And then eventually this leads to the degradation of the person, where you become a shadow of what you once were. I always viewed myself, I still am like high school Peter. I got some points of views. I got a conservative point of view. I like the free market. I like capitalism. I believe that people should be able to do what they want, where they want, as long as they're not harming people, like all these things. So there's some libertarian in there too. My reading went from like reading no comics to, geez, like everything but comics, I'll say. And I know that's broad, but moving on. So that's a lot of my pushback. So when people sit down and record with me, I would like them to meet me in the middle with a level of effort. Because what that essentially does is it incentivizes me to give them my all too. Now it's different when I have the Dream Warriors guests, or the regular contributors are kind of in this outside my sister. Everyone else. So if you're like an expert in a field, I will bend over backwards for you. Okay, or if you're seasoned in some way, and I just want to sit down and have this general conversation with you to dissect this. Okay, that's a little bit of where I would like to go. So the Dream Warrior's name is kind of connected with Norm. Even though, like, to right now, I don't feel like he has any right to it, because of course, I'm the one that put, like, again, at the end of the day, put up all the money for all the Dream Warriors. So I put up the money, so I can do with it what I want. He had a chance to stake a claim, and this is all based on multiple conversations I've had with him, and so changing the name of Dream Warriors, like, I was debating on what to call the evolution of Dream Warriors, maybe like the AKAPAD cast, the AKAPAD podcast, like the Peter podcast, like, I don't know, the Peter show, like stuff like that. But at the same time, though, Dream Warriors to me is just kind of it's excuse me here, got like a tickle in my throat. I tickle my throat all morning. So like, I'm sorry, I completely lost my train of thought there. Let's just stop that. Sorry there, I had a tickle in my throat. I was just coughing. So I stopped recording. But I'm back. But no, to kind of just further that point is that there's a ridiculousness to Dream Warriors, just to the name itself, to what happens at the end of episode 1. That, I went back and forth. I re-listened to episode 1 a couple times this week, getting it ready for YouTube and preparing on what I wanted to say going into that. So Dream Warriors is going to be launching on YouTube. I'm hopefully going to do 3 a week, and we're going to keep doing 3 a week until we catch up to 50. Hopefully everything kind of, like, not really, because it's going to take a couple weeks. There's going to be like a huge gap but it's eventually going to catch up. I have to map that out. Like 3 a week, maybe 5 a week, 7 a week. I don't know. Even if I did one a day, we're still like, like a month behind. So Dream Warriors will always be ahead on like iTunes versus where it's at on YouTube. But the YouTube is going to have additional content. It's going to have like introductions by me. The graphics eventually, like there might be like a timeline added to where like you can know exactly what happens when we change a subject, or when there's like significant subject brought up. You can jump to that timeline, and there's going to be markers, and using someone like what YouTube has to our advantage. This is like a lot of work. Okay. And again, it's up to me. I'm the one figuring out. I'm the one writing the processes, documenting it, figuring it, just getting dirty and figuring it out. So this is where like, like from like Norm, it's like that. This is where like I've wrestled control, because you have to meet me halfway in contribution. You just have to do it. And I know it's rough, because the brain and the mind, and sometimes even the body, will tell you what not to do. And most of the time, it's lying. It's a betrayal. Don't sleep. Work. Go to the gym twice a week. Like eat McDonald's, go work out, like buy 20 books at the bookstore. Oh, you're not going to read them all. How can you do this? You're 10 pages in on this book, you're just, it's like, okay, fine. All right. No, like I just go into these extremes, just keep pushing it. It's, if you buy a stack of books from any bookstore, used bookstore, I go to a couple used ones now. There's 3 of them, 3 bookstores, and they all have a black and white cat. What is that all about? There's 3, maybe there's 4 significant used bookstores in Philadelphia. I've been to 3 of them. I frequent 3 of them. They all have a black and white cat. What's the deal with that? Okay, but no. Buy books. Crack it. Just a biography. You don't need to read every page, every word of a biography. Just crack it open and start reading. You're immediately going to get lessons and start learning and seeing shortcuts. Okay, it's different if you want to learn about the Halo mythology, and you start with the Halo book 1, like Fall of Reach, and you start there, and you maybe want to absorb all of that, so you read it all. Self-help, self-improvement, even sports books, sports biographies in general. You can go through those books relatively quick and pick out the best ideas, and it will show you the shortcuts, and that's what you focus on. So let people tell you, let people tell you, oh my God, this and that. You know how many books I've read were like cover to cover, word for word, and you only remember 2 or 3 things, maybe. So what does it matter if you breeze through a book and you pick up 2 to 3 things? Okay, do not tell me that. Okay, but no. So the Dream Warriors YouTube push, and just even talking about some of it now, I'm like, I had Dream Warriors episode 1 ready to go to launch on YouTube today, and I'm not sure now, just talking about it, if it's ready, because I want to add more bells and whistles to it. I really want to make them as like a true special edition. Okay, I want to make it a special edition on YouTube. Okay, meaning that if you haven't listened to Dream Warriors episode 1, you might want to go to YouTube instead of going through the RSS feed, because the RSS feed is what, and side note, that's what populates, like when you get the updates and all these things, it comes from that. It kind of like, it focuses on the last 3 to 5 episodes. Okay, so I don't really see people, going back and discovering Dream Warriors episode 1 on iTunes. But I think there is an avenue for that on YouTube, and I just want to make it special. I want to just add to it. AKAPad.com will be driven towards that too. So the whole idea is you can go to AKAPad.com. I'll announce it when it's there, and you can just sign up. Email address, real email addresses, people, because like you're going to want the AKAPAD newsletter, and you then you can just download the file and have access to the episode guide file. Okay, that, like I said, it's going to drill into. It's going to have like infographics and real like original content that goes into some of the points that me and our contributors make. Like there's things playing around my sister's episode when we talked about the movies of 1997, and Michael Bay analysis, Zack Snyder analysis, like kind of like there's a position that I unveiled with the Alien Covenant recording of mine, and there's a side of that that's very depressing and stark, meaning the future of where this is, like where's the future of the content absorption. Okay. And part of it too, Disney is backing out of Netflix and doing their own thing, and so now like we officially entered into a streaming war. There's streaming wars now, okay, and like it's hard not to bet on Disney, but then again, Disney has been trying to develop a video game division for eons, and they failed on every turn. Even when they innovated, they failed every single turn. I can maybe get into more of that later. Another episode of Disney's failed video game innovations, because they're there, and I think a few of them are quite hefty. Everyone thought when they acquired Lucasfilm that the Lucasfilm video game side was going to help them, and I think they fired them. they cut the head off of that department real quick, or company, like real quick. So yeah, like the way we're absorbing content is dictating everything right now. So we're 30 minutes in, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, like on right on the button. I have to go. I gotta get into the office. I'm going to maybe work out before I get in there. But yeah, if I left soon, I could be in it. But then I'll be working and then grinding away on 2 websites, also today, and everything else. So look, this is Dream Warriors 50.1, and this is Pete signing off. Let's just hit that exit music, and look, everyone, you just have a good day. And look, don't depend on me. It's not, you go out and create, go out and do something. Just start something. Can you do that? Can you just start something? You know what? Email me, contact me. I'm out there. Just get me on Instagram, AKAPad13. DM me. If you got ideas, I want to hear them. Post them, respond, subscribe, do all that stuff, okay? But I'm not the only one. Don't put it on me. I'm not the only content creator out there, okay? I need you. I need everyone. I need a content creation army, because that's the only way we're going to fix some of these problems that we have. That's right. It is still democratic. We can control things. But no, let's go. Signing off. Have a good day. Talk to you later.